Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All Missouri Students, sponsored by the Missouri Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to any of the panelists at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so panelists cannot see you or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening throughout the StriveScan virtual fair, so be sure to check out the full schedule at moacac.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, moacac.org. I'd like to turn it over to our presenters at this time.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and share my screen. All right, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Give a brief introduction. We're going to be discussing the Missouri Private University student life aspect. So how your college experience is going to look like with some student life aspects within that model. So I'm going to first introduce the group. We got Central Methodist on the line here, Drury University, Westminster College, and William Woods University. Quick overview of what we're going to be discussing. Tim Holmes with Central Methodist University is going to be looking at your college versus your high school schedule. Diane Drilling with Drury University is going to be looking and discussing why you would join an organization and what to look for whenever you're choosing. Malay Dlamini is going to be looking at and discussing athletics and career planning for Westminster College. Myself, Trevor White, is going to be discussing for William Woods University Greek life and various campus events. As a reminder, we do have a Q&A going, so if you have some questions along the way, go ahead and put those in the Q&A. We will end with a short conclusion and give you guys our contact information. So without further ado, Tim Holmes, take it away.
Thank you, Trevor. Good evening, everybody. As we can see here in your high school schedule up here on the table, you notice that the big part of your week is that bright green, which is school, which is high school. Whether, you know, this year we're doing some virtual, some students are going to school. But the schedule itself, it really encompasses and kind of blocks you in for school most of the week, as you know. Some schools, some of the private schools are able to leave campus, maybe go to lunch or do some things that way. But most of the public schools maintain that you stay on campus unless you're tied into some program. So overall, school goes pretty much most of the week. Then you can see some students in the blue area have a job and they'll work a little bit during the week for extra money. Maybe on the weekends they pick up an 8-hour shift or a 6-hour shift to help fund and help their parents make sure that they've got their budget in order. You can see that there are some study times during Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Some students will study more often, but the big study time, as we all know, and I continue to do it. I was taking a class online, and we start to study on Sunday night sometimes, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, because we know it's crunch time. So we do study pretty much, and we can see we can do some things. Maybe it's a youth group during the evening at our church. You might be involved with a theater, do some rehearsals. Friday night, maybe the football game. And the yellow part says maybe you went on a Saturday night date with your friends or friend. So that's sort of what your high school looks like. You're sort of used to this. Now we're going to look at what it looks like in the college. Wow, what a difference. Look at all those white spaces. A whole lot of time for you to be able to do all different kind of things. And I want to talk about those things after we kind of talk about the schedule. As you can see, this student has a math class, a foreign language class, music, and a psychology class. You can see the algebra class goes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And usually what you'll see is an hour, maybe 8 to 9 o'clock, which it shows here. And you'll go 3 hours per week. And at the end of the semester, whether you get a B or an A, whatever grade you get in that class, you will earn 3 credit hours, 3 college hours. That's how that works. The Spanish class runs a little bit longer. It looks like it probably has a lab involved. And then the jazz class meets like the math. Psychology, you notice, is only Tuesday and Thursday, because that will probably run from 1 to 2:30, an hour and a half for 2 days, which qualifies for the 3 earned credits by the end of the semester. So you can see there's a lot of time in between the Spanish class and the psychology class to be able to do the things you need to do. Most students will probably get a bite to eat. Some students might go to the library, they're studying. Some students are going to go back home and to the dorm room and maybe nap for an hour. So there's plenty of things you can do. It's just how you prioritize your time. And then you can see in the evenings and the afternoons different things, whether you're doing some intramural basketball, joining, we're going to, all of us are going to be talking about joining clubs and getting active in the evenings or the afternoons and meeting friends and developing leadership skills. And you can see the pink area, you still might have a date. Eagle football, we are the Eagles, Saturday afternoon, attend a football game. And then on Sunday, besides the studying piece of it, you always want to make sure that you talk to your parents. If they come up for the weekend, you probably go out to eat with them. They'll flip the bill, which we always like to see. So you're still busy with classes, but you can see all that white squares where you have plenty of time to either win or lose. Some people will go out and party, or they're just going to sleep, or do too much social media or video games, and they won't do the studying piece that they have to do. So everybody's different, whether you want to study in the afternoon, in the evenings, or between classes to get what you need to get done. Now we'll look at the total hours. This is kind of neat to look at. Total hours in a week, there are 168 hours. This person's schedule that we looked at actually carried 14 credit hours of classes. So that's how many hours they're going to class for the week. They're going to study 28 hours a week on average to keep up with their homework. Eating 21 hours, which means you're eating, getting 3 hours a day to eat, which is, if you eat 3 meals, that's an hour. That's a long time, but they do a lot. This formula allows for that. Sleeping at 56 hours a week is actually 8 hours a night. Yeah, right, I put it in there because we a lot of the students aren't going to be sleeping 8 hours. They get to bed a little bit late, maybe hanging out with friends. They might have an early class, but 8 hours is a good number. I need 9. I like that, but 8 hours is a great number to get. And then other hours, whether you're showering, doing your laundry, maybe going to the gym, exercising a lot for 15 hours. That is 134 hours, which when you subtract it from 168, that leaves you 34 hours, which, you know, is a lot of time. That's actually almost 1.5 days, if you look at it by hours, that you've got to get involved at school and make, you know, meet friends and get your leadership skills going. And the final slide I want to talk about is just a few bullet points. One thing that I learned when I was young in college was going to class meant a lot. I didn't go to class all the time, and it kind of burned me. But I figured that out. So going to class, you know, you're going to be able to engage with your other students in conversations, get to know your teachers. So those are the kind of things you need to do. Sitting up front, a lot of times people want to sit in the back and not get engaged. But where you sit plays a big part, so you can participate and know what's going on. It's going to make your grade a lot better because you'll be able to know what's going on when you get to the test point. We're all going to talk about get involved. It's Central Methodist specifically, getting involved in such things as theater, music, or band, or music ministry. These things actually come with what we call participatory scholarship money. So let's say you're a biology major, but you are really, you really like the drama and the theater piece of it because you did it in high school. You want to continue to do that. So you're not a theater major, you're a biology major, but you're going to participate in the plays and the theater program and the musicals, and you're going to get a stipend or a participatory scholarship that range from $2,500 on and up, based on your what you bring to the table and what you and the theater director can, or the band director can work out. So those are some of the things that we do specifically at Central Methodist. Get to know your faculty and staff members. They have office hours. Make sure you sign up to see those faculty people. introduce yourself so they know who you are, know how you tick, and you're going to be able to understand better what's going on in the class. Having a reason, you're paying for college now, or helping out probably, so you want to make sure you have a reason, which is probably your major, and you want to make sure you want to get your diploma and get out and get a job. Live like a millionaire, that sounds kind of weird. It doesn't mean you're going to be out there buying a lot of things like a millionaire. What it means is that it's not really material. It's more of creating an operating system for life, which is sort of like making sure you have a calendar and that you're organized, and that you weed out things that are in your way, whether it's too much social media and things like that, to where you can work on your priorities and work on that calendar. And last thing, don't forget to call home. Appreciate your parents. They don't just support you financially. They can support you emotionally, they're on your side. So don't forget to call home. I'm going to pass it over now to the infamous Diane Drilling.
The infamous. Thanks, Tim. That was good. I'm Diane Drilling. I'm from Drury University, which is down in Springfield, Missouri, about 3.5 hours south and west of St. Louis. Trevor, can you advance my slide? There you go. All work and no play could make you grumpy, definitely. There's more to the entire college experience than just academics. At Drury, we're always talking about the entire college experience. This is both academics and social life. I'm setting my timer here. Many students were involved in high school and they want to carry on those experiences at the college level. Getting involved in the various organizations can do a lot for student success. I gotta do something with my screen here. And it can help you with your time management. I always tell new incoming freshmen that time management is going to be your worst enemy that first year, but you'll get it. You'll develop your stride and you'll be fine. It can also help you build leadership skills. Trevor, I can't see my PowerPoint slide there. What do we need to do here? Sorry about that. Okay. It will also help you build leadership skills, prepare for future projects within your career or grad school. And as a leader in the real world after college, you may have to deal with personnel issues, problem solving, and the like. How else can social and extracurricular activities benefit you? It will enhance your organizational skill set. An advisor or staff member may oversee your particular group and can provide a future reference letter for you for a job or graduate school. Can help you make a connection with an alumni member that could lead to employment. Writing on your behalf is a reference as well. Being on a smaller campus affords you those opportunities to connect with alums on more of a personal basis throughout the country. You can jump into a role as early as your freshman year, and it's a great resume builder for a future job or grad school interview. Next. I don't think this one's mine. I'll read it anyway. It gives you responsibility, accountability, and overall experience of running something outside the academic world. You know, you're not going to be buried in your academics all the time, but hopefully most of the time. Many students find themselves getting more involved as they move further into their college career. So what you start out with your freshman year, you know, may be just a snippet of what you're going to build on and get involved in over the next, 3 or 4 years, depending on how long your degree program is. These can be a real benefit that will ultimately help you be successful during your college years. The school I want to attend does not have the particular club or organization I'm interested in. We don't all have everything, but even the 4 of us for small schools, we have a lot of organizations and clubs and activities for you to do. No worries, at Drury, it only takes 2 people to start your own club. And I think that's probably pretty close to the same with the other 3 colleges as well. Use your time wisely, don't overextend yourself, and choose activities that will correlate with your professional goals. We have a club or an organization for every degree program, major and minor, that we have, and that comes up to over 70. Plus we have athletics and fine arts and the like. At Drury, we're large enough to keep you active and small enough to keep you connected. You can be as involved as you want to be, and no matter what, you'll be making lifetime connections and friends. And that's an important component in college. Some of the people that you become good friends with in college will be lifelong friends for you. What does Drury have to offer besides great academic programs? We have 80 plus clubs and organizations for most every academic area. Sorry, I said 70 something, excuse me. 22 sports. We're both NCAA and non-NCAA. We're Division II. We have some unique programs like bass fishing, esports, shotgun sports. We have quite a few students that participate in the bass fishing because we're close to Table Rock Lake and other recreational areas. Scholarships are available in most of these areas, and a lot of our athletic scholarships are stackable with our academic scholarships. We have national chapters of sorority and fraternities. We have what's called living and learning communities that you can be accepted into your freshman year. And new this year, we now have a marching band and color guard. And those students that got into that got some really nice scholarships this year. So 21 organizations dedicated to service and volunteerism, which is pretty cool. We see a lot of the Drury students wanting to get involved in community service and give back to the community, and we like that. Need more info? Come visit Drury. There's our visit link. You can contact me directly at ddrilling@drury.edu. My last name is just like drilling for oil. Or you can call or text me. There's my Drury cell number, and I'm happy and ready to help you out anytime. We are processing applications for next fall. We have a free application, and you can find that at drury.edu/apply.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mule. My name's in the bottom right corner of the page right here. I'm the admissions counselor at Westminster College for the St. Louis region. I graduated from Westminster in 2015 and took quite a bit of a journey before I returned as an employee of the institution. So I'm excited to work with you guys this year. I'm from a small country in Southern Africa called Swaziland and had a really good experience at Westminster. And that's what makes this job very easy. A lot of it had to do with what all the other institutions here are talking about, which is how involved you can be on a smaller campus. I will primarily address career coaching and planning, as well as athletics, as it pertains to small private institutions, and then go into some of the things about Westminster specifically. And I wanted to start with the one-on-one coaching and resume building. Specifically, at least at Westminster College, we have a one-stop shop essentially for where the internships are housed, as well as your one-on-one career coaching, as well as resume building, where you have an assigned staff member that is working with you in terms of making sure your educational experience is accompanied with real-world experiences that you can then reflect on in future interviews or set you up for future success when you do leave the institution. Our size allows, our career coaches an opportunity to develop a relationship with the students, beyond knowing, this is what the students' major is, this is what they want to do when they get out of here, but starting to understand maybe the things that motivate them and start incorporating, the connections that they have and what kind of extracurricular experiences they could use to complement the academic experience. Specifically at Westminster College, the class of 2019's placement rate was 98%. So within 6 months of graduation, based on an 80% response rate to the survey, 98% of our graduates had been at either continued education or acquired full-time employment, whether in-state or out-of-state or internationally as well. So it's a pretty big deal that at a small institution, they can get to understand you to a level where they could set you apart when you move on. For Westminster, speaking on what the career coaching can do for you, we're top 15% nationally for first-year graduate earnings and top 3 schools in the state for mid-career earnings. So further down the line, 15 years post-grad, that degree means something to employers and helps propel you in the direction that makes you in a position to live a more affordable, more comfortable life later on as well. As it pertains to athletics, we do have a Division II school here, 2 NAIA schools, and Westminster is a Division III institution. The one thing that is different for us is we do not offer any athletic scholarships. So if there are students who are looking at athletic scholarships as a way to make college affordable for them, is applying to the other 2 institutions on the call, other 3 institutions on the call, speaking directly with coaches and letting them know in advance that these are your intentions so they can come out and see you compete. One thing that I did learn as a former athlete myself, I played soccer at Westminster College, was at the smaller institutions, the athletics are designed in a way to complement your academic experience as opposed to taking away from it. Now, I will admit to you, this is not, SEC game day that's going to show up on campus, at least at Westminster College, for your events. But a lot of people in the fans are your friends and your friends' families and your professors and people who are really invested in your well-rounded experience at that institution. So it was always cool to see people as important as the president of the college coming out to some of our games and getting to share in the success that our programs have. We have 18 NCAA Division III teams, 9 women's and 9 men's, anywhere from baseball, basketball, soccer, golf, tennis, track and field, and cross country. And then on the women's side is a lot of the same sports, but volleyball and softball being separate, the men's and women's wrestling program. And so that's something that is not as common nationally as well as in the region as well. So what you will find a lot of is the students who tend to get the most out of their academic experience, the students who find something outside of the classroom that they use to connect themselves to the institution. That's something for me, having been a student at a small institution, but also started working in admissions at a small institution, like that's who gets the most out of that experience. At Westminster College, we've got over 50 clubs and organizations, all of them with their own unique appeal. And as Diane was saying, we only need a handful of students interested in something to turn it into a club and to start receiving funding from a Student Government Association. One of the cool clubs that Westminster has is the Blue Blazers Investment Committee, which is a student-led organization that invests real money in the New York Stock Exchange. Was established, I want to say, in 2006, as I remember, a donation that we received from an alumnus of $200,000 US that the students could then invest in and play in the New York stock market with. To date, as it stands, the students are currently managing a portfolio of $980,000. So they've grown that through decisions that they're making. You don't have to be a finance major or an economics major to partake in that. And every other year they go up to New York on an extensive trip where they do go to NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange and watch the opening of the bell. For some of you people who are interested in that stuff, that could be something you could take on. A small size allows for a very intimate academic experience or all-round college experience, 10-to-1 student-faculty ratio. What you will find with institutions like ours, it's not just about high visibility of your professors, it's also high accessibility. Professors put their office location on the front of the syllabus. They have their office hours listed on there, email and phone. You know how to access those professors. And it's one thing to be able to know who they are, but if you can access them just as easily, it's awesome. I know institutions on this call, as well as Westminster, offer you the opportunity to meet with these faculty while you're still a prospective student. Find out what it's like to be in one of our top 5 majors. Find out what it's like to do a self-design major, which Westminster offers. Our top 5 majors are business, biology, education, political science. The biology program stands out because we're one of 3 schools in the region that offer cadaveric dissection experience at the undergraduate level. So we've got students as early as 2nd semester, sophomore year, working on cadavers to build up an experience that they can then use later in life, whether it's dual degree nursing that they're pursuing, or it's pre-med, pre-dental, or pre-vet. So it's a unique experience for our students. If you are interested in that program, you can very well come in and visit with us, and we can try and get you a tour of that lab as well. Finally, just to speak on just important events on campus, the Hancock Symposium is our single biggest event. Each year, students collaborate on a theme and also collaborate on which speakers to bring to campus on that theme. In years past, we've had Mikhail Gorbachev, Bernie Sanders been to campus, Dr. Omalu, who discovered CTE in the brains of retired NFL players, was here to speak on our campus as well. And this year, we've got the chief scientist at NASA, and he's fielding questions from prospective students. So if you want to tap in on that, feel free to reach out to me. My information's in that bottom right corner, as I said, and engage with me in that sense. Now, for purposes of time, I'm going to pass it along to Trevor White of William Woods, who we share the beautiful town of Fulton with. So you could say he's the noisy neighbor.
Sorry, guys. Couldn't figure my video stopped. It went away. So, all right, let's get back to where we started. Thank you very much for that introduction, Mule. My name is Trevor with William Woods University. I'm just pulling the presentation back up here. So as everyone else sort of had mentioned, this is discussing the student life aspect with private universities within the state of Missouri. So I'm going to discuss the Greek life aspect, how it impacts your academic success and your career preparation, followed by campus events, and why they should be made a priority with your college search. So the first thing I'll discuss is Greek life. There's a lot of aspects that you can take away from getting involved in a Greek organization. Leadership is the number one thing. How can you develop leadership skills? What aspects of Greek life can help you in your academic and career preparation? You're going to develop skills in a variety of areas, one of which being event planning. You can hold leadership positions within your Greek organization. You're the president, vice president, treasurer. You're going to build on your public speaking skills, improve your decision-making skills, and also understand a self and group responsibility and how you can become better at making those decisions. Taking a lead role and setting a good example for your organization and your campus, that's the main thing. You can be involved in a Panhellenic group, which is sort of the oversight committee for the organizations, or just join various committees within your campus or Greek life, as the entire group has been saying. So another aspect to Greek organization and Greek life in general is your community service, right? So your fraternities and sororities are going to host events, formal events on campus, cookouts on and off campus, seminars. They're going to be involved in philanthropy. So each specific organization is going to have a Greek week. So they're going to have a close relationship with a specific social organization, and they're going to hold events to raise money or just raise awareness for a good cause. Sometimes they hold a golf tournament. They're involved in Habitat for Humanity. They're involved in soup kitchens, food pantries. If you like to be involved and help out your community, you can develop these skills by your participation in a Greek organization. The last thing with this slide is your lifelong connection. So living and participating in all of these events that I mentioned with your Greek organization, that's going to help develop that close relationship with your other members of that organization, that you're going to keep those connections throughout your life. I know for me, some of my best friends that I made in college through my fraternity, I still talk to them every single day. So you definitely develop those lifelong connections. You know what's important to your brothers and sisters, and the events that you participate in are going to help develop your friendships. Another aspect to Greek life is having that home away from home. Feeling comfortable knowing you have the support and friendships on campus. Even if you have parent events on campus, alumni support is another aspect that's going to lead to professional development and your career preparation. Sort of in that same breath as your residential experience. So students are always excited to come back to campus and see their organization, their Greek organization, see what their other members were up to over the summer. Maybe they're in an internship. This just provides our students to have that closeness and support similar to what they have experienced at home. For most smaller universities, you're going to live in your freshman residence hall for your first year and then move into the fraternity or sorority your sophomore through senior year. So this is going to help you develop those friendships. Maybe it's with someone that's not in your organization. And so that just helps develop a close-knit campus community. And then the last thing with Greek life is your academic support. Greek members are known to compete for highest GPA on campus. Many members are part of the honors program, competing for community service hours. They have study nights together. If you have a friend that's a biology major and you just want to have a study group with them, getting help in specific classes that you have, they're there to help you in your support. A lot of Greek members are freshman mentors, peer tutors, involved in other campus organizations or leadership roles, just for your more general involvement. Having a connection to a lot of different areas will push you further in your academic achievements. Just think, right, with academic support, when you join a Greek organization, you're going to have members that are all different types of majors. And so if you have an older member that has taken a class that you're taking now, they can give you information about class expectations. They can share notes with you, just be an additional academic resource that's going to help you, approach graduation. And then for campus events, residential universities are going to give you a lot of opportunities to get involved on campus and pursue your academic and career goals. You're going to be able to try new things. You're going to be able to meet new people. My advice is don't be afraid to fail, because you're going to have the support on campus that are going to get you through those tough times. From there, once you understand that, you got to think about what do you want to attend. Remember, your college schedule, as Tim was saying, it's going to be different than your high school schedule. So, what's most important to you? Do you want to be involved in the same groups or organizations that you were in high school, or do you want to try new things? Maybe you join a friend and attend an American Sign Language seminar. You're going to help a friend through that, and you might like it. Who knows? Diversify your time and try different events. Go to professor seminars, go to athletic events, or maybe even participate in a theater or main stage event. Go to the art gallery. That's one of my favorite spots on campus. Take an hour just looking at some abstract art. Just take your mind off of things. And then through that process, having those on-campus events is going to help you develop off-campus connections. So the art gallery, in particular, we host professional art exhibits at William Woods. Just last year, we hosted, we had Ryan Leaf, former NFL quarterback. He was on campus talking about mental health. So think about the location of the university that you're thinking about and looking at. What's the likelihood that you'll be able to develop those off-campus connections so that you can rely on those post-graduation. With Fulton in particular, we're about 20 minutes away from Jefferson City. So if you're interested in political, getting involved with political opportunities or various different aspects with that, then you can take a short trip, complete an internship, work for a local employer. This is going to help with your time management and skill set development. We have internships with Learfield Sports, State Farm, Edward Jones. There's a lot more. I can go into that later on. Students on campus, you are the campus community. So you got to remember, if you have an event that you're passionate about, or if you're interested in it and we don't have it, you can take that idea to the campus activity board, to the lead office, and you can host your own event. This is going to help you with resume building, career preparation, event planning, building your connections, expanding your expertise. Maybe you're an accounting major and you want to host a tax seminar. Maybe you're a biology major and you want to teach your fellow students about genetics, or maybe you studied abroad, went to Germany over the summer and you want to talk about your experiences to the rest of campus. You can do that. Academic success, counseling and health services and faith services, those are other aspects to your campus events, whether it be mental health presentations or academic success with your peer tutoring, Worth Faith Services, helping on and off campus. They want to really help the entire campus community understand and become more educated on various faiths and beliefs. And then the last thing I have before we get to the Q&A is the LEAD program that we have. It's definitely unique to William Woods. It's a $5,000 scholarship for you to get involved on campus. So it could be going to a play, sporting events, book signing, playing Frisbee golf. There's 1 or 2 LEAD events every single day, and you can get involved on campus and earn a scholarship to participate. So checking the time here, looks like we got about 10 minutes here. So I want to thank you all for attending. I'm going to take a look at the Q&A to see what type of questions we do have coming across. Go ahead and put my contact information as I'm looking at the Q&A. All right, so looks like Mule has a question that he wants to answer. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen and then hand it over to Mule.
Sure.
You see it at the bottom?
Hold on.
I don't see any questions.
No, it's not a question. I figured if we didn't have questions, I was hoping to share this screen for any students that are interested in our symposium. It's this Wednesday morning. James Green's chief scientist at NASA, and Susanna Cahalan. If you want to scan this QR code, feel free to do that at this time. I figured we didn't have questions. I could come up with a little homework for everybody.
Just saw a question pop up.
I will stop screen sharing here then.
So maybe this is a question for Tim, just to round out the last couple of minutes here. The question is, how active are students? Do they have, they have plenty of time to get involved in different clubs? How does their time management sort of change from the high school to college?
Well, as you noticed from one of the slides, when we looked at the college schedule, we saw those wide open times to where you got a lot more downtime and not going to class as much. So you've got plenty of time. You saw those hours that were, there were 34 hours left in a week, which, like I said, was a day and a half of total hours in a week that you're able to get involved. And if you're in a meeting or if you're doing a group thing, activity, you're not going to be there more than 45 minutes to an hour if there's something that you're planning as a group. The events are different. Let's say you're involved with theater. We do 4 productions a year. You can look at one, 2 or 3 in the fall and the winter, and 1 in the spring. So you're looking at each night practicing your lines and your songs and your dances, whatever, just like you would in high school if you were in a play. So you're going to spend some time each night doing that as if you were an athlete, like going to practice. Spend an hour and a half or 2 doing that. And then as you would get closer to the production, I'm sure they'd spend a little more time. But you've got plenty of time during the day, in the early afternoon to get your homework done, catch up on some assignments or whatever you need to do. So you do have time, and I'm sure all 4 of us would claim to that getting involved is going to help your academics overall. We've seen data that supports that students do better when they're involved with something and not just kind of hanging out on their own or kind of wasting their time. Hope that helps. Yeah,
thank you, Tim. This is kind of a fun question. What this might be go well with what Mule shared here with the Hancock Symposium. What are maybe 1 or 2 events that you guys like to promote for your specific college? I know with William Woods, I always talk about the art gallery. We just added diversity and inclusion conference last year. We also, equestrian science is big for William Wood, so we host national equestrian competitions both on and off campus. So Diane, is there maybe one or two events that Drury has that you want to talk about?
There are. We started diversity and inclusion events last year, so we're moving forward on that for year 2. Athletics is pretty big at Drury, so it's a big draw for our students for home games. We don't have a football team, but we have a great basketball team, both men's and women's, and that's kind of our big sports woo. But all of our athletic events draw people to go. We have parents that drive down there from St. Louis, Kansas City, regularly to go see their students participate. We have 4 theater productions a year. So there's a lot to do. As I said before, even for a small school, we keep you busy and connected, but we try to help you not get too overextended. But Springfield's a bigger city than where the other 3 colleges are, so they pull in concerts and the like for the city of Springfield, and our students have access to going to those. Springfield's also the home of the St. Louis Cardinals training team, and they play right across the highway from Drury at Hammons Field. So that's a big darn deal during baseball season. We can even hear the games on campus when they're playing. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. So looks like we just got about 4 minutes here. With that, I want to give a shout out to our visit events coming up. For William Woods, we have our Discovery Days, so I'll let everyone talk about that. For William Woods specifically, we're splitting up our visit events on campus, and we definitely encourage students to come and attend our visit days. We're splitting them up into 2 days. Our first one is actually this coming Friday, and we have one on Saturday. We have our equestrian showcase on in October, and then another Discovery Day in November. So do you guys want to talk about any campus visit events that you guys might have that our listeners would like to hear about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, we've certainly got our visit days set up for. The first one is the Saturday on October 3rd. It's called Welcome to Westminster, and it kind of takes you through a full day of what you would get on a personal visit minus the one-on-one contact time. So get a group down there. Families usually partake so they can see campus as well. It's also nice to just not have all that pressure of like a visit being made about you. So it's a really good first visit you could do October 3rd. And you can go on our website, wcmo.edu, to look up and register for that. And then the second one is slated for the Friday, November 13th. It's usually a half-day event. You're in at about 9 and you're out by 1, and that's after lunch. So a small program for you guys to go in.
Yeah, just for us at Central Methodist, we have a Central's Got Talent, we call it CGT. Sort of a giant talent show. You can sing, play an instrument, dance, whatever your skill is. They're virtual this year, so you do not have to come to campus. We usually get 25 to 28 students each semester that participate in that contest. And the top 2 get a full tuition scholarship. So that's a great thing if you've got some talent you want to show. And most of the students that come do get some sort of scholarship for showing up in their effort. And then we have what we also call our Eagle Select, which is based on your ACT and your GPA. And those scholarships have an interview piece to it, and those are also virtual. You can look online and find out our dates and the deadlines and how you can get involved there.
At Drury, we're starting our Fridays at DU this Friday. And we run them all the way through the semester, and interspersed with those are major specific events. Most of them run from 9 to 1, but we have specific events for things like Architecture Day, Pre-Health Professions Day, Fine Arts Day, where students can come and they can audition that day for a possible fine arts scholarship. Those are all posted on the website, but I'd be really happy if you want to get in touch with me. I can send you some idea of what you might be interested in attending, and give you the dates and all for those. They're free, of course. We feed you lunch and breakfast before that. So it's just a really good time. We do full campus tour. We have professors that come in and talk with you, and it's well worth your time, to come down to campus. So come see us in Pantherland.
All right. Thanks for having us.
All. So I think we just got a couple seconds left. Our contact information's here. So if you do want to reach out to us, give us an email, call us, text us, and we can get you all the information about our particular university. And again, on behalf of everyone, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to hearing back from you.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. When you close this window, you will be given a link with a very quick 4-question survey. We'd just like to know how you think this presentation went. Also, this was just one of the very extensive lists of sessions that are being hosted over the next couple of weeks. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions at moacac.org. And in about a week, you'll find this session's recording along with other sessions recordings from today at the website moacac.org. Thank you and have a great evening.
Good night.
Hi, everybody.
Night.